Okay.
Okay, we're back with the on-the-spot correspondence team, and we're going to throw it at Sister Viola, see what she's got for us.
Indeed, I think that as we move toward resolving some of the issues that face our community, that we will talk about those things that influences us, the various parties and their particularity. But I think that most black men, women, young men, women are really concerned about how we are going to provide for food, clothing, and shelter. I think the economy is on their minds. After the euphoria, the economy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I'm also interested in this question that you raised about what does the election last night mean to the conservative movement, and I think that in many ways, as Barack Obama has rewritten the electoral map, and all of these states that were supposed to be Republican states that went to Bush in 2000 and 2004, turning blue. I think it says that the American people made a Faustian bargain with the Bush administration after 9/11. You know it because you know people like Clinton did. You know people like John Kerry and John Edwards voted believing that Bush would responsibly, I don't know how they ever did that, believing that Bush would responsibly handle the authority, put in Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Wolfowitz hands a government. And I think the American people have said, hey, we don't like we thought we were willing to give up our civil liberties to be safe. We thought terrorism was the most frightening thing. But I think after seeing 8 years of the Bush administration, this kind of reactionary right-wing government is ultimately very distasteful to the average American. Oh, you still got a few who listen to Hannity and Rush, this fringe right wing of angry, mean, poor people, mind you, listening to these billionaires, millionaires. So there's still a few, but they don't even control the Republican Party, because if they did, McCain never would have been the nominee. So they absolutely are not the majority in America, and I think that's a dying old mindset.
Brother Ryan, please tell us something on the economic status. I mean, this here was a big part of getting Obama in here, our economic problems. Can you give us just a piece of the solution?
Well, look at the problem first. There are three culprits in the downturn of this economy. The first part was government, the government lack of oversight, and a lack of demanding transparency for financial statements. We didn't understand, there's nobody trying to mind the shop. So the government let these corporations run loose and do whatever they wanted to do, and so they were able to take hold of various loopholes and certain things that allowed them to make a whole lot of money, or essentially, but all of a sudden when those loopholes turned awry and they went down and the market started turning down, the corporations lost money, then they looked at this, okay, now we need to privatize our gains but socialize our losses. And so that was the lack of the government's fault for minding that. So hopefully Barack Obama can fix that. Corporations, obviously, they were the ones out here spending money frivolously and using debt to purchase excess supply. And then when the consumer demand went down, they had to pay off all this additional debt. So now, the credit default swaps, we were talking about that earlier, they're using those derivatives irresponsibly. So essentially providing insurance for high interest mortgages, and all of a sudden when the high interest mortgages defaulted, they had no money in order to pay off on these insurance type contracts that they essentially said we pledged to give you if this loan defaults. So that was the corporation's fault. And then the third culprit, we have to look back on the individuals. Even though a small part of 80 million mortgages are in America, 72 to 74, depending upon what stat you look at, were paying their mortgages regularly and doing all the things that are necessary. But that's 6 to 8 million of mortgages that are currently that went into foreclosure or gone through foreclosure, and 12 million homes right now who are upside down. That was as a result of individuals not doing adequate research. Either they were trying to flip homes or they were a part of the predatory lending scam. So we have to make sure that, one, we have to educate ourselves to try to avoid predatory lending. We have to make sure that we have to increase our disposable income by budgeting. 60% of America is spending more money than they earn every single month, so let's put a budget together. We have to make sure we're avoiding predatory insurance practices, but still making sure we're purchasing the proper insurance for our families, health insurance, adequate life insurance if you need it. Don't let somebody else tell you that you need it just so they can make a commission. We have to make sure that, 3, we look at our FICO scores. 700 FICO score may have been good back in the day, but let's do 750 FICO score. Pay your bills on time. That's 35%. 30% is your balance sheet line of credit. 15% is your length of credit history. So we have to make sure we're doing all those right things to get our credit in order.
Tell me something. Is this on your website?
Yes, it is.
So can you tell us your website so the people can know where they can get out there and get, and can they link up with your site and get your newsletter and
Yeah,
tell us about it?
www.optimum, OPTIMUM capitalmanagement.com, optimumcapitalmanagement.com. I will also say this too, we're doing the public housing economic empowerment tour. We're doing all of New York City. We started right here in Brooklyn. We're going to touch every single public housing community. We already started 3 weeks ago. If they want to join that with these workshops, they're free workshops for the people. This week I think we're in Bayview. Next week, I think we're in Brevoort, I believe. Brevoort, and we're consolidating a few facilities. So have them come out, get in touch with me.
You also travel out of state?
Yes, we do. We do a lot of workshops.
And your email address is ryan@onthespotpro.com.
There you go.
We'll say that again, ryan@onthespotpro.com.
Mm-hmm.
Give them your website again.
RevConradTillard, that's RevConradTillard.org, and of course at the Nazarene Congregational United Church of Christ, 506 McDonough Street at Patchen Avenue in Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Okay, Sister Viola.
D12m@AOL.com. We're at 456 Nostrand Avenue,
Right down the block.
and it's called Sister's Place.
Okay. So we're looking forward to the On the